This is kind of a quick one, and I have to show you that I am sometimes wrong. Who knows? So if you've seen any of my older videos, you've seen that this is what I invented, the $5 flying kit. I use these. In fact, yesterday I used them for about 20 fifth graders nearby in their nature club, and we learned how to tie flies, and I used this to tie flies, and I figured out a way of using an X-Acto knife and a piece of wood, and just drilled some holes in it, and for about $5 you can create a fly tying kit, okay, with vise and everything, so it's great. And I left 2 or 3 of these kits there at the school after I taught, so if somebody were interested. I thought I was brilliant, and lots of people have written me and said, "Gee, great, thank you, Mike, for doing this great. You're just such a creative, wonderful person." I love that kind of accolades. So then my friend John gave me this book. He said, "Okay, you think you're smart, right?" So he brought me this book. It's the Fly Fisherman's Workshop. It's from 1979. It's an old book, 1979. It's actually a hilarious book to read. I've been having a good time with it. But it's from 1979. I'd never seen it before. And he said, "Look at this." I didn't bring it up. Well, you can see. He said, this guy was using an X-Acto knife in 1979 and showed how to build it. And, there's plans and everything in here. I was like, oh, man, I thought I invented that. So clearly, 45 years ago, somebody published this in a book. So I thought, well, what the heck? I made one of his. And, this is essentially his model, which is actually a little bit better model than mine, other than it doesn't pack down as easily. Mine, I can get the whole thing into a quart box. But basically, here's another version of the thing that I invented, but it was invented 40 years prior to that. So there's no new inventions, okay? I think that's the big thing. But here it is, nice fly tying. This thing is on, I didn't really tighten it well, but it's in there. You can tie flies doing it. Again, this thing is less than $1, the X-Acto knife. This wood is, maybe 20 cents worth of wood, and some dowel here, another 20, 30 cents worth of dowel, and you've got yourself a fly tying vise. I didn't quite angle it as much as he had it, and I should have. I just did it in about 2 seconds. I made this one. It actually does come apart. See, so I probably could carry it like that, and then it just fits in. And then everything else is, this is modular. This comes in and out and all that. So there you go. You never know what you can find. By the way, this is actually a very good book. Shows you how to, it shows you how to even make a vest, how to make a net, how to do all kinds of cool stuff. It's very funny. There's a invention in here. I'm going to give it a try for a thing with a ballpoint pen to hold your flies, sort of. So, but it's a very clever book. I don't know if you can even find it on eBay or anything, but anyway, I have to say, Loring D. Wilson, our minds are very similar, but I hadn't read this book at all before I brilliantly came up with my invention. So there you go. That's just a quick one from me. Nothing's new in the world. All right, we'll see you next time.